Hey, everybody, welcome to the one and only Friday Night Audit, the only show in hospitality whose host is too damn lazy to think of something clever to say right now. That's Craig Sullivan. I'm Glenn Hausman. How are you, Craig, on this eve of Passover? I know that you're very excited. You've probably got your Seder played out and are ready to go.
I do. I just can't. I can't wait. Everything is good. It was a great week. This is two shows, the two of us together twice in one day. I mean, come on.
I know.
Than that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. A little something going on behind the scenes that I think we could all be excited about there, Craig. So yeah, we got that going up. And Matzah Shmura, 18 minutes, kosher for Passover. That's funny. Yeah. Not a brand for me.
Not a brand.
No. Also not a fan of Strites. Nothing personal, Strites people, but I cut a deal with Yehuda Matzahs, so I'm going to be promoting them. Original, egg, whatever you like. Yehuda have it now. So that's what I'll be doing.
You need a T-shirt
all week long. I wonder if I got a free pass from Passover because I'll be with our Indian American friends at AHOA.
Why not?
I'm glad you're ready to go today. Boom, boom, boom. The one line
conversation.
Hey, Larry Bird of Hotels is here.
Hey, that's awesome. So I wonder, is he having problem? Our guest over there? Because
I mean, honestly, again, yes, he is the Michael Jordan of hotels, and yes, fine. I want to say Michael Jordan's the greatest of all time, but listen, has anybody really been more successful except for Bill Walton than Larry Bird, baby? Especially what I do best, talking shit. So I am really the GOAT of what this show is all about.
Yeah,
you are the GOAT.
Totally. Yeah, I'm more of the Edsel of hospitality. So should we bring up what our guest is there, whatever it is?
Let him figure it out. We'll get it together. I got plenty to talk about because I missed last week. Unfortunately, I had a responsibility I had to do, which meant I missed
he vanished.
very important crap talking time. Okay, so again, in the spirit of one of the best trash talkers in NBA history, Larry Bird, I am here to do all of the things and make you guys do a little bit of the boo-hoo.
All right, listen, while obviously our guest is having some technical errors, we'll get him on in a second. But honestly, dudes, that's not going to let me stop from doing this. Friday, Spear's not going to drink itself. God's sakes. All right, guys? All right. Happy Friday.
Until you get to your AI beer that does drink itself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's hysterical. All right. Perfect. Here we go. We got the thumbs up. Craig, introduce our guest. And Dave, I'm not touching anything over here.
I'm not touching anything, Dave. See, he took a step back. He's got one hand loaded. The other one's in his pants. So
it only took 172 episodes to know that he's the Tim Donahue of hotels.
Well, on that happy note, we do have the Michael Jordan of hotels. We've got Mr. Bruce Jordan in the house.
I really thought I was gonna say
what is going on? Look at we got over here. How everybody's doing today?
I'm telling you, almost said it. He was so close to saying it. He almost said it.
No, it's funny, because Bruce calls himself the Michael Jordan of hotels, and I think it's more like the Chuck Barkley, hotel. Really when he's showing off those arms, it's like, oh my God, like I don't want to take an elbow from this guy on the basketball court.
Let me tell you, man. I play every time I go to the gym, I go to the basketball court. Yeah. And I don't leave until I hit a half court shot. So I will go to the gym. I practice.
Is that why you went to the show today? You were working on that for the last 3 months?
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm working on that for the next intro. Yeah. But that's what I do. I go there, I shoot a half court shot, and sometimes I make 4 in a row, 5 in a row. But that's my number one shot that I practice, because if I can't do the impossible, everybody else could do the possible. I have to do the impossible. So I always shoot that shot.
You might get a contract with the Clippers. That's all I can tell you.
He's just planning if he ever gets the opportunity to do that at an NBA game, for the halftime gimmick. He wants to be ready to go.
That's exactly when I started shooting that shot. I've been shooting that shot since I was like 9-10 years old because I always thought, even though my father never took me to a basketball game, I always thought I was going to get that opportunity for that Foot Locker half court shot, win $1 million. And when I grew up, I realized that you actually have to go to the game to get that.
It sounds like you took that personally, Bruce.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Who gets the reference? Somebody has to get the reference. Somebody has to get the reference. Somebody has to have seen that documentary. No, none of you.
Not yet.
What documentary?
When I finished shooting it.
The Last Dance, guys. It came out in 2020. It was all about the Bulls. The whole theme was
yeah.
This is why on the
I love that one.
You guys,
that was really good. That was a really good series.
Listen, I was very busy in 2020. I was
we were doing live shows, 2 guests a day. It's almost like you had to do all the scheduling and sourcing of all of them, right? It's like you had to do all the hard work behind the scenes to make that show happen. It was really tough on you, I know.
I know. It was very, very, very
I'm glad you watched it, though. I'm glad you watched it.
That is totally the type of documentary I would actually be into. I don't necessarily love watching sports on TV and stuff, but the business of sports really endlessly fascinates me, and all that stuff would be super cool.
So I'm not sure who LinkedIn user is, so if you're going to share your identity, because LinkedIn's not connecting well right now, if this person had guts, this would be a dream job. Lots to say. I don't know which job we're talking about being on this show, because this is not a dream job.
Yeah.
A Friday nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Man, I'm glad David can still do the show. This guy's been so busy.
Well, at least somebody's glad Dave could do the show. It's about time.
Well, when you look at the ratings, you kind of see the ebbs and flows based on if Larry Bird is here or not. And that's, about being successful and bringing home titles. And unfortunately, Glenn, as I said, is basically the Los Angeles Clippers of hotels. And,
hey, listen, my people have had more plagues during Passover than Larry Bird had titles. So there's that.
Success.
You can tell the role that Dave is playing, because before he didn't have any gray hair. Now he has gray hair. In his next promotion, he's going to join the club. Come on, David. Come on.
I will have cardiovascular issues in my life. I will have weight issues in my life, but I will always, based on my family genetics, have a wonderful head of hair.
That's what I said.
Then I turned 38.
Honestly, Bruce, but here's the thing, Bruce. If you were having if you didn't have the bald head, you really couldn't be the Michael Jordan of basketball. You'd be more like Ben Wallace of basketball.
You got a point there. You got a point there. I just got finished shaving today. Nice and smooth and clean. You could probably see your reflection in this thing.
And instead of the mouse to palace, and the struggle on the StreamYard, I mean, you have to have the bald head to be considered the Michael Jordan of hotels.
Hey, this is what happens when you use hotel shampoo. You see this?
That's not true, guys. My shampoo is very solid. Have your hair feeling and smelling baby fresh.
You also get a dozen cookies every day too, David.
Is that a comb over from LinkedIn user? I don't know who they're referring to.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, it's not letting us know who everybody is tonight.
Yeah, come on. You know what? We should play a little game with this. Ready? Here's our game. Who left this comment? Throw a name out there, guys.
Who left this comment?
Somebody throw a name out there.
Mr. Cards.
Man, I tell you.
Oh yeah. Anyway, Bruce, it's so great to see you here tonight. I see you're coming from the studio over there where you make all that magic happen. What's going on in the world of Bruce Jordan and being the MJ of hotels? You out there signing autographs all the time, going to conventions? What are you up to?
Man, right now I've been doing so much production work because I love to have really crisp and clean content.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. I got to tell everybody, his content looks absolutely beautiful. I'm very jealous of how your content looks until I realize the effort that you do. Then I'm like, all right, I'll let him put in the effort.
Yeah, it's like when hotels get too easy, you got to get another hobby, and I chose a very expensive hobby. So, but I never get bored. That is for sure. But there is a lot of work behind the scene for me and my team in the content section. But I love it. I love it. It's a gift
Yeah.
that we're able to do what we do, and
Mhm.
I cherish it. But let me tell you, it's some late night sometimes. Just
I
putting
know.
everything together and the copywriting and the scheduling and to make everything happen.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's the gift that keeps on charging your credit card.
You are so right.
Every single month, I'm like, all these apps have to remind me at the first of the month, or sometimes they knock it out on like the 28th of the month or something like that. I'm like,
Oh,
For
Yeah.
real.
about the gear, new gear. It's
Dude, like when I first started, I had like a $600 camera, and I went from buying $600 cameras to $1,000 lenses. So it's just crazy how expensive this thing is. And the drone footage that you see, some people, like, I'll give my people my drone to fly, and they're like, no. Like, after I tell them how much it costs, they're like, no, I'm not flying this. If I crash it, I'm gonna feel so bad. I'm like, no, we're comfortable with $1,600 flying in the air, flying around. Like, we're
Yeah.
not worried about anything happening.
yeah,
So
I would not. I can't be trusted with a drone. I'm not. I would not be able to fly
There's a law about that. It's the FAA put out a reg.
that. Yeah,
Never allowed to fly a drone within the
They're-
confines.
they're like, we'll let you get upgrades at the airport, but no drone flying. Yeah.
yeah.
That's only after your cavity search.
I told you every week. I tell you this. I insist on that one.
Yeah.
You know.
And then we fly a lot, so you got to deal with TSA. Oh man, now there are some fun characters in TSA. Let me tell you, man.
I will
They're
tell
like-
you, there's more disinterested TSA people. Like, it's another day at the office than them being assholes or difficult anymore. At least where I am, on the pre-check lane or something like that. Are they giving you a lot of guff?
Yeah, because I carry a lot of camera equipment with me.
Oh
So,
man,
yeah.
I get it. So I'm so pathetic. I can't deal with it. I get very anxious. I'm 54 years old and I'm still scared I'm going to have a TSA incident and stuff like that, right? I'm scarred because after 9/11, right? I was right in that sweet spot and my hair was longer and I had a little dark skin and every single freaking flight I had like that series of S's on my boarding pass. They were always taking me aside and always questioning me and all sorts of stuff for like several years. And I'm like still like suffering PTSD from that. So like I'm always panicking every single time I go up there, even though I'm invisible now to most people. At my age.
Hey, Bruce, do you have media credentials?
You know what? I don't have media credentials yet. I didn't get media credentials
I
yet.
think Glenn can show you his, or I can show you mine, or David can show you his.
I don't have mine are in my bag actually to take up my next trip. I want to have them with me.
Here, let me grab.
Yeah. So Bruce, I have a ritual with that because I'm scarred from that day. Like I'm always asking. First of all, I take a look at the machines that are there, and I can assess whether or not how much stuff that they can take. Right.
Mhm.
The newer machines, the big giant roundy ones, can like scan a lot more than the very old school rectangular ones.
Yes.
Right. So.
Yeah.
When I see the old school ones, which they're more likely to put on the pre-check line because there's a less likelihood of an issue on that line, right? Every single time I'm like, I really hope that they have trays at that airport. So because I've got a laptop, an iPad, and a video camera
Mhm.
and plugs and stuff like that. So I try to take as much stuff out in my phone as possible to spread it out so I don't have to get so it's easy as possible for them so I don't get pulled over. But you still get pulled over a lot and get the looky Lulu?
Yes, I do, and I think the main reason that I get pulled over so much, I'll probably say at least 1 out of 5,
Yeah.
is because I'm still dark skinned. and I lost a lot of hair, but it's just that they don't recognize, like, they don't know what a gimbal is. You know what I mean? Like, They're like, "What is this sex toy?" Like, no, that's a gimbal.
Hey,
Bruce,
Actually,
don't
if you
sell
do it
yourself short.
Yeah, if you do it the right way, Bruce, it's both.
exactly.
Do you guys still have to take out your
Right.
camera stuff, like your laptops and your stuff at your local airport, like at JFK? I don't know where your airport is, Bruce, but
I'm in Orlando, so
or
mostly,
MCO. So
like,
I know for a fact you do because I just went through MCO last week.
The TSA there is like.
yeah.
Actually, when I went through there on Thursday, I was
TSA,
actually through TSA in 5 minutes. It was
Yeah.
like no line. It was wild.
Wow. Lucky you. I feel so badly. Out of all of the TSA agents in the country, I think Orlando may have the hardest job because I think dealing with families and inexperienced travelers is a lot harder, I think, than the other spot that
Crazy
could be in
kids.
Vegas, which is just people leaving with a hangover, right? And just want to
Yeah.
kind of be left alone.
Yeah.
So
But in
I
Newark,
feel,
when I
What's that?
travel out through Newark, you don't have to take your laptops and stuff out of the bags anymore. Not for like at least a year and a half, 2 years now.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
no.
no. So when
on the regular standard line.
yep. So when I fly, they have new machines. So it's newer machines that have come out.
Oh,
I guess they're
yes.
still
Yeah, they got the newer
testing them in
Yeah.
certain airports. Newark is
Yeah.
one of them. Newark
Yeah.
Terminal A being the new flashy terminal in the country it got one.
Yeah.
So yeah, if I'm leaving out of Newark, Terminal A at least, I'm sure the other
Yeah.
two terminals as well. Laptop can stay in the bag, iPad can stay in the bag, everything can stay in the bag. You just put the bag on the conveyor belt and it goes through. But coming back from Chicago,
Right.
MCO, Atlanta, you have to take everything out. So it
Yeah.
hasn't really filtered through, but it is really, really efficient the way that system works.
Yeah.
See, that's what I need because you have to know the two terminals that you need to go into
Yeah.
for Orlando.
Get your media credentials, and then that can help you with also discount pricing on the over fees
Yeah.
that they're charging. And if you show it to the gate crew and you're carrying anything on board, they're usually very cooperative about getting you on first so that you get your stuff in the overhead.
You know what? I'm going to do that because I get a lot of stuff. I get a lot of luggage every time I go anywhere. You know, they're like, "Where's your wife?" I'm like, "No, this is all mine."
And this is why I don't bring all the camera gear and stuff like that. I had this 50-pound gearbox to the podcast, right? But it's too much, man. It's too much effort. It's too difficult. It's too complicated. I don't know how you
It's too hard to have to fly with my expensive camera gear to do my show.
Are we going to get a rain cloud over you now, or
know. He can only
I can't do it over him. I can only do it over me. I can't do it over him.
my computer is pre-COVID, so it doesn't have any fancy fancy stuff over there. This laptop I have here is a gaming computer, though. So if I was into gaming, I could like totally be into it. Look at that, right?
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about.
My backgrounds are the Newark Airport of backgrounds, while you guys are all sitting in the MCOs.
That looks like the Las Vegas background for a second. The lights, camera, action, seeing the stop machines going off in the back.
Yeah, I'm
plenty of stuff, baby. We're going to be doing craziness the whole show through. Let me tell you.
next week.
Everybody loves.
Next week, Dave. I'm going to be doing a recording with the designers that did a big suite over at Caesars in New Orleans. Speaking of casinos and stuff like that, so that should be fun.
Oh, when I was down there, they had just rebranded, but they were still so they were Caesars, but they were still using the Hard Rock chips.
Harris.
Yeah, they were still using the Harris chips.
Yeah.
They had already rebranded to Caesars.
That's pretty cool.
What is the most money you ever won gambling?
One?
Yeah.
$2,000.
Wow.
Usually in poker. But
$2,000?
I said a few thousand. I don't know the exact number, but if you accumulate the wins and losses, I'm sure it's not in the positive territory.
All right, hold on one second. Hey, Suzanne, you should be here with us. So if you want, pop on.
see.
You know what? Why does I'm just curious now? This is a tech geeky question. Why does her name come up perfectly fine with her photo, but our previous LinkedIn user does not? Is he or she trying to be
It
anonymous?
was Gretchen. It was Gretchen because we saw that.
Oh, it says it right there.
Yeah, right. You even put it up on screen because I know because I was being a good boy and not doing anything over there. Maybe StreamYard and or LinkedIn fix the issue. subsequently with
You know
between 5:10 and
I think
5:15.
that Friday Night Audit is such an influential show that LinkedIn and YouTube and all the other streaming services have
Right.
people on hand specifically making sure our show does not have any tech issues.
Sure. It sounds
They're making sure that the light reflecting off of Bruce's bald head is not going to.
Yeah, all right.
Anyhow, Bruce. Now,
Yeah.
Tiny.
how much did you win? Are you talking sports betting or are you talking gaming?
Gaming, like table games.
Yeah.
I don't really play enough though to really like
Neither do
make
I.
a lot of money. Like if I'm sitting at a blackjack table, I'm playing table minimums.
Mhm.
I don't do side bets. I play 1-2 poker. You know, like I'm not in there. I don't go to actually win money. I go to play. I just enjoy playing.
Yeah.
So I always say, if I can go to a casino and play poker or blackjack or whatever for 5 hours and lose $200, that's a money well spent for me because that's $200 of entertainment. I can go to a dinner and spend that in more than 90 minutes. You know,
That's true. That's true.
so I'm not there to make money or even break even. I'm just there to have a good time, not lose a crazy amount of money.
Right.
And maybe break even or win something. That'd be great, but it's not ideal. You know, I never play the side bets. Everybody at the table always looks at me like I'm a crazy person for not playing the side bets. And I'm like, yeah,
Those
when
are,
I have
those
my
are
money,
horrible odds. All the
Yeah.
side bets are horrible odds.
when I have my money at the end of the night and you don't, come back and see me.
There you go. He's like, I'm just trying to stay alive on this table.
Just play
But yeah, it's really just not. It's not. I'll never win a lot of money because I never
Right.
risk a lot of money.
Yeah. Right. I've never won more than like $150, $200. I don't even think. Cause again, like, you know, I'm about $20 in a slot machine. So what am I going to really win? You know, what's
Yeah,
the,
on tables, I've probably won maybe the max on tables like blackjack, craps, maybe a couple $100.
I used to
Poker's where you can win a lot of money because the casinos don't care about poker.
right.
They don't give a crap if you win or lose.
Well, I used to love playing some of the table games, but it's impossible to find $5 tables now. And I'm not a gambler. I feel very uncomfortable wagering real money. Makes me right. I can't handle it. The anxiety goes crazy. I'm not that. I don't get my thrills on that hill over there. But when it was $5 tables and you get to roll the dice in craps and you've got like 20 or 30 or $40 on the table, it's one thing. But now it's like $25, $15 minimums, and you can have $150 on the craps table and lose it with one roll of a 7 from somebody else. I'm out.
That's why I haven't played craps in forever because the
Craps.
table minimums are so insane. It's just not, the $15 blackjack tables I've come along with now because I don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if I think Resorts and AC still has $5 tables, so that I haven't made it down there for a while. But and I only put my credit card points. I literally would just build up credit card points and then only spend that. So it's never actually money that's truly in my account. But
Right.
I will be right back, young
I
ladies
did.
and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
the most I ever won was 50,000.
What is that?
I said the most I ever won was 50,000. I was playing a game called Baccarat. Yeah,
Baccarat's a great game.
yeah, and I just caught a run, and I just kept stacking and stacking and stacking on top every time. I have a loss progression system, so every time I lose, I double, and I just kept catching his run, and next thing you know,
Right. And I guess the whole idea behind that is because it's almost 50-50 depending on the banker player kind of a deal, right? I used to do that we used to do that when I was 21, and it would be like 10 o'clock at night. And I was at the University of Maryland, Bruce, right? And one of us would look at the other, goes, Atlantic City? And we'd like, all right, and we'd jump in the car. And it'd be like, 2 hours, 3 hours later, we'd get to Atlantic City, and then I'd like, play red or black depending on how many were in a row on the little thing. Oh, there's been 4 in a row. Let's put it on the other color, and then you have to double it when you get it. I think actually I wound up winning maybe like $300 or something like that once back in the mid 90s, early to 90s, because it was like 91, 92. So that was pretty real money back then.
Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah.
So Suzanne says that Craig's being awfully quiet here. Maybe he's the true shark out of the group. And then she asked, do I truly have 5 hours to play poker? No, I don't. That's why I only make it out there maybe once a quarter, usually once every 6 months, because I would
But
love
once
to
a
have
quarter,
more
he
time.
means every 4 days. Yeah.
I would love to have more time. And unfortunately, I would do online poker, except I got myself banned in Jersey by accident for a few years. I
What'd
think
you
I-
Oh,
Did I tell you that story? Did I tell you that story?
she's a
I'll
card
tell you the
counter.
story. No, it's honestly a truly innocent story. So
Uh-huh.
I was playing.
Well, you know, I was running this 5-layer gambling ring.
So I was playing online. It was like either right after COVID started or in 21. I don't remember what year it was. And I had a FanDuel account and a DraftKings account and a PokerStars account. And I was
Right.
just kind of bouncing back and forth every so often. But I wanted to consolidate. Again, I don't play very much. I don't play for very much money.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what do I have all these accounts for? So I was deleting the FanDuel account. And I'm just going through, and the Jersey just got gambling. Like, it was still pretty fresh.
Right.
So I'm trying to delete the account. And
But I should just clarify, by Jersey gets gambling, he means online.
yeah.
Right.
Online.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
they've had legalized gambling since 1978 when the
yeah.
first
Online, like you can sit
Right.
in your home on your phone or on your computer and play.
Yeah.
So as part of that, I guess there was this thing where basically you could self-register and get yourself, a ban from online playing for a year, 5 years, or permanently. So I'm deleting the stupid FanDuel account. I'm trying to delete it, and it keeps me all these different things to make you stay on, of course. So I'm just like, yes.
right. Oh no.
So
And
one
you-
of the questions was, do you want to self-exclude yourself for a number of
this is a
years?
gambling problem.
Right. So I'm just clicking yes. And I finally get the account to delete myself. So then like a week later, I try to get on PokerStars, and it's like you have self-excluded yourself because apparently once you go onto one
Well,
app
of
and
course,
say
they
that,
got to share the
it
database.
goes across the entire thing. So I'm like, what the hell is this?
Wow.
So it says, if this is a mistake, reach out to like this state agency. So I reached out to the state agency, and for like a year, because it took forever to get responses back.
Right.
They're like, I'm like, I never meant to do this. It was a complete accident. I was just clicking yes because I just wanted to delete the damn thing. And they're like, after like a whole review, they were like, yeah, no, it's going to have held. And I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't care enough that this doesn't make a big deal to me. But it was just so funny. So I think I'm on like year 4 of my 5-year ban.
Oh,
Now, back in the day, prior to the financial meltdown, when I was going to Vegas a lot, I won about $7,000 playing blackjack. Durain Lalani cost me about $2,500 on roulette on a $50 bet on the opposite color, and she ended up paying for all my meals and drinks for the weekend.
But how much did she make? Because that's a 1-to-1 ratio. That's a 1-to-1 win. So she had to put down
I was
exactly what she
playing
won.
black, and I was letting it all ride, and she came in and put like $50 on the red, and it came up red and wiped me out. I blamed her for
wow. As you should. Yeah.
And then now if we include sports betting, I won $38,000
Wow.
the year that the Los Angeles Raiders won the first Super Bowl for the city of Los Angeles. Now, I was convinced they were going to keep everybody and start a dynasty and do all of that stuff. And I think by week 3 of the next season, I had lost 10 grand, and I haven't placed a bet on the sports book since.
I don't bet sports. I've learned the hard way that if you have money on a sports game, for me, if the craziest thing will happen to make that bet lose, I haven't bet on sports in probably
Right.
I don't even know how many years. And
Bruce, sports betting will make you do dumb things. When I was in Las Vegas, when I was in Las Vegas in December, I put $20 down on the Jets to win.
There were Rodgers.
Yeah, I was high on excitement about being in Vegas and stuff like that, and bad choice.
See, I haven't did sports betting yet, but like I'm a diehard Giants fan, and all diehard Giants fan made $1 billion every time they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah. Yeah, the top of Bruce Ford's head just came off. He heard
yeah.
the show.
Bruce Jordan versus Bruce Ford. That's our next show.
Screen
Out
effect.
to the death. Huh?
Do you have a screen effect for that, for the top of the head coming off?
I don't think I do. I think that they may have left that one on this version. I have no, I don't got nothing. I got this.
We got James Ferguson over here.
So
That's really funny.
I love
If you know, you know.
I love casinos. Like the environment is awesome. Like the energy, the environment. I love just being in a casino,
Mhm.
but I just don't gamble that much, or at least a lot of money. But like
I'm
the actual
the same way.
environment is
It's
so
great
awesome.
energy there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so awesome. I mean, it could also be very depressive energy depending on which casino you're at. You know,
Man,
you go to
I've heard
you
that.
go to,
I'm
you go to a
not
small
really-
regional.
I'm not talking about like Jake's 58.
Jake's 58. Yeah. You go
Come
to a
on,
small,
Glenn, you can do better than that. What about that hellhole we were at in Commerce?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
you know, it was a really depressing one. When I was in New Orleans, I went to a riverboat. I wanted to go do a riverboat casino.
Yeah.
And it was so cool on the outside. It was so much fun. Then you get inside, it was like literally just like the most depressing, like regional level casino possible. And it's like you go here, it's like,
Everything
but then you go to Hard Rock in Atlantic City, and it's just so much fun, entertainment.
Hard Rock in Atlantic City is absolutely awesome. Also awesome, Suzanne.
Suzanne, what's
Hi,
going
everybody.
on?
How are you?
She's got Bruce Glenn's sunglasses. How are you, Suzanne?
I'm good. I'm, doing the Florida traffic thing, trying to make my way up to where Bruce is, but I've got like 5 hours to go to hit his region.
Are
Oh,
you
wow.
Are you flying
I'm
out
not
of
how
Orlando?
sure safe driving and StreamYarding is at the same time.
Yeah. Are you flying from Orlando to New Orleans? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I am, but my flight's really early on Sunday. I'm just leaving Miami. I'm joking because Bruce actually, lives in Florida, so we see each other like in passing.
Like on I-95 going in opposite directions?
Yeah, I'll be out there. I'll
No,
be out
every
there in a
once in
couple
a
of weeks.
while at a conference.
Yeah, I'll be in Fort Lauderdale in a couple of weeks. There's a travel agency conference that I have to go to out there.
Oh, yeah, somebody wanted me to come to that. So, are you going to be in New Orleans next week?
Oh, I'm going to definitely be in New Orleans next week.
Oh, good. Then we'll catch up and we'll figure out the dates.
Okay. But yeah, man, it's been a minute since I've been to New Orleans, so this is gonna be pretty fun.
I know. Just so in case people don't know, we're going to the Asian American Hotel Owners Association annual conference. Hey, suspected spam has given me a call.
That's what you put my name under, Glenn? Come on.
No, that one just goes under spam. Not suspected.
Dude, I thought that was me for Hawaii.
Yeah. Ho's gonna be pretty good. I hear it's gonna be huge. Like there's gonna be like 7,000, 8,000 people there.
Hey, a family reunion. Okay.
For sure.
Is this the first time you're going to be in New Orleans ever?
No, last time I was in New Orleans, it was for Mardi Gras, which was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
let's just say I didn't have any beads left.
Okay.
That was like right there.
I was there for New Year's Eve. I was there for New Year's Eve, 1991 into 1992. So it was my first year I was legally able to drink, but New Orleans was still 18, and I didn't realize that. So I'm like, I got all excited. Like I could drink anywhere I want for 21, and then I could have freaking come there 3 years earlier.
I feel like New Orleans and any of those major events, New Year's Eve, Super Bowl, like the pictures from Super Bowl this year were disgusting because it's such a small city. Like the streets are so small.
Yeah.
To be with that many people in Louisiana, especially in like spring, summer, fall months, it's hot, sticky, humid, like I like New Orleans a lot. I want to go back, but it has to be a very specific time of the year that I will go back there.
David, there's a lot of people that enjoy the smell of vomit in the morning.
Yeah. Listen,
I will give New Orleans a lot of credit because I was there with my family, right? So we were not out late partying every night. We were up early doing our thing, 7, 8, 9 in the morning. They had these huge tanker trucks out there, power washing the streets, making sure everything is clean.
The same ones they have in Amsterdam.
Yeah, give them a lot of credit. Their streets, they were out there making those streets clean. Unlike other major cities I know, Craig City, my city.
My city, we got street cleaning like every day except
No, it's not street cleaning. They got street cleaning in New York City too. I'm talking about they were power washing these
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah.
Huge.
Like-
like,
Well, that's
water
because they're
trucks.
so disgusting.
No,
Yeah.
it's not even. They're not even any people anymore. They literally have these huge jet blasters in the front of the truck and the back of the truck, and they
Yeah.
just drive down the streets with
Yeah.
power blasting all the streets. It was really amazing. It was nice and clean up. So, kudos to you, New Orleans. You party hard, but you clean up well.
Yeah. I like
When was this,
How
Dave?
about a visual
Look
effect?
at that. Hey, who are you? Just so
Hey,
you can
who are
tell the
now.
type.
Is
You
this
can
still
type.
Gretchen?
Maybe it must be. Must be
That was,
right.
Who?
We're going
that
to
was the lady. That was the lady from the
Must be
Popeyes
Gretchen.
chicken commercial. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
I'm like super excited to be going to New Orleans next week. It's been a while since I've been there. I think it's probably been 8 years.
Beignets, baby.
Like that. What's that?
Beignets, baby.
Oh yeah. You, me, Cafe Du Monde all day.
Come on, baby.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be bringing home some of that Cafe Du Monde.
Actually, I'm gonna have to talk to you, Glenn. I might need you to bring Annie back a can of the
the coffee,
coffee. Yeah, she bought one back, and then her mom drank it. all.
dude. I can get that here.
No, I know they ship it out.
No.
They sell it in Long Island.
Oddly enough, Vietnamese restaurant by me has Cafe Du Monde, and you could buy it there.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it real? Is it real?
Yes,
I'm
it's
sure
real.
it is. Yeah,
It's
it's
real.
not. It's
All
this
right.
isn't, this isn't a
Although I
secret
got to be
sauce.
honest, their banh mi is not real because they don't have any liver pate in there. But the Cafe Du Monde is real. I've confirmed.
Oh, the no name is Gretchen. Is
Yeah, it is. Sorry, Gretchen.
If she's from New Orleans, is she like the French tickler or?
French tickler? Wait a minute.
But now I wonder. So, Gretchen, I have a question for you. Since you're from New
Well,
Orleans,
we're off YouTube. Yeah.
is the French Quarter similar to like Times Square in New York, where like locals want nothing to do with it?
That, yes. I don't
Yeah.
think locals want anything to do with Bourbon
Anything
Street.
like Times Square. It's
Well, you don't think, but thankfully for me, I have actually an inside source named Gretchen who can tell me.
Yeah. But while Gretchen, because there's a little bit of a delay, so while Gretchen's figuring that out, I'm going to say that she thinks that nobody who lives there does it. I think the Garden District is probably where it's at. If you're
Yeah. I think the Garden District definitely where it's at.
That is a very
Yeah.
nice area.
Well, it should be kind of interesting because there is the French Quarter River Fest, I believe, happening while we're there. And so it's supposed to be free food and music. So I think we could send Glenn on the interview campaign and
Yeah.
question that.
Hell yeah.
Suzanne, you're going to make Glenn be a pirate. He's got an eye patch and everything. He's going to have fun.
Don't worry. After last week, I've got the noodle packed ready to go into the suitcase for him.
Oh,
That's good.
that's right. I have a noodle here for Glenn, too.
Hockey Queens.
Terrible
It's a
hand.
whole other
Always
story,
lose my
Bruce,
hand.
why Glenn needs a noodle. But
Right.
I'll let your imagination run.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I'm just going, oh, God.
I'd
no.
rather just go with people's imagination than the reality of it all. All right, yeah, Dave, you see that?
Yeah, I see it, but I disagree with it, Miss
Uh,
Local, because I was not there for Super Bowl. I was there in a random May. Actually, I was there for Memorial Day weekend, and they were cleaning that thing every morning at 7 a.m.
All right, so here's what's gonna happen. I am unfortunately old and get up too damn early, and I have the fortunate opportunity of being able to be staying at the Royal Sonesta on Bourbon Street. I'm going to be doing some content
I know
with those
exactly
folks
where that is.
over there,
You're not sleeping that night.
and then I will let you know
Wake him
what's
up.
going on the following morning. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll be curious if I get a room on Bourbon Street or to the courtyard. That will determine the sleep level, I think.
David, what about Glenn's cell phone number so that we can all call him at all types of hours through the day and night while he's down?
I'm curious now. I actually do want to call. I'm actually going to call the Royal Sonesta as Mr. Hausman.
Yeah.
And let them know that I want a lower floor. I want a lower floor room,
I'll
Bourbon
give
Street
you
side.
$1,000 if you do that. And
If you have a room with a door that opens directly to Bourbon Street,
I'll do it right now.
no, do not do it at all.
Yeah, do it now. Not there. Come on, Glenn. It's a great broadcast. Come on. Come on, Glenn. Play along.
But then I'll be sleeping in a cardboard box for the next.
Request the room next to the vending machines and elevator.
Yeah.
So, there you go. You'll get the room. The garbage cans are downstairs, and the truck will pick them up in the morning and put them into the back.
All right, hey, Suzanne, was that you or was that just your GPS?
No, that was David in his phone.
Oh,
He's
Yeah,
calling the Royal
he's calling right now.
Hi, how are you? I have a reservation coming up this week, and I want to see if I can request a specific room or a room area. Last name is Hausman. H-U.
let's see if he knows how to spell it.
U.S.
Yes, that's it. That's it right there. Yes. That's Glenn. I just want to be kind of like a lower
Yeah,
floor
with
facing
four
Bourbon
A.
Street, so it's easier to get out during the day. Yeah, I understand it's not guaranteed, but thank you for putting that on the file.
Do they have a free buffet? Because Glenn loves buffets.
Oh my God.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Bye. Enjoy that room, Mr. Hausman.
Next week I'll be debuting the No Vacancy Street Cam. So that'll be
We're live from the
the action's
Bourbon Street.
happening. I'm going to be getting a close-up look at whether or not those streets are cleaned. So
And if you were not awake yet, they're going to make sure you are waking up nice and early.
yeah. So if they come by at 6:30 in the morning, I'll either be awake or I'll be
Or you'll be
woken.
woken up. Either way, you'll be up to find out.
Hey, Glenn, I got a
Yeah.
suggestion for you. Get on Amazon after the show
I got a suggestion for Dave.
and
Yeah.
get a GoPro because that action camera is going to take a beating if you're down on the street level. So get that.
Yeah.
Where is the conference? Like where in New Orleans?
It's at the convention center.
Yeah.
How far is that from Bourbon?
I'm actually staying at a different property during the convention time.
So I guess the point of that statement is I guess Bourbon's probably not going to be that busy from the conference because I would imagine they're not going to the general people are going to stay in their local hotel areas, not kind of shifting over to the French Quarter
Which
area.
hotel is that, Glenn, that you're staying at the conference?
I'll be at the Hilton Riverside.
Okay, David, get on that phone call. Too, would you?
I want the first floor. I want a second floor room right next to the ice machine, just close to the elevator. as possible.
I'm scared of
I need a
heights.
standing 3:30 wake up call so I could take my midnight pee.
Yeah. And my 1:30 p and my 3 a.m. p and my 4:30 one as well.
And I'll tell you when I'm staying when I get there.
I was going to say, I'm not even volunteering that one. It's a good thing I'm not anywhere near Glenn this time.
Matter of fact, I'm staying at the American Inn / Econo Lodge. There you go.
Nice.
Go ahead and give them a call, David.
Suzanne, are you staying close by?
Yeah, I'm like a mile away from the convention center.
Just a nice,
No,
healthy.
I'm 1/10
That's
of a
not close
mile
by,
away.
Bruce.
That's cool. And honestly, we're going to be there at a great time of the year. I'm fortunate enough. I've been hired for an event to go back there in June, and by then it's going to be like Sweaty McSweatville. I think.
Think it'd be mosquito season?
What's that?
Mosquito season?
Oh, got it. June down there in the bayou. Yeah.
Don't forget.
You know what I learned when I was down there recently? When I was
What?
down there, I guess last May. And you guys probably know this already, but there's like a water channel
A water channel.
into
What do you mean?
Florida,
Like,
through
okay.
Florida, and then out into the Atlantic.
What?
What?
There's like through like the bayous of New Orleans. There's like a man-made waterway that's kind of like a canal that goes through Louisiana,
That would be a waterway.
through Florida, out into
Are
the
you
Atlantic.
serious?
Yeah,
I didn't
I
know
never
that.
knew about that. I was on it, but I didn't know I was on it until the guy told
That
me.
is, I had no. I like when you said go straight to the Atlantic. I'm like, you got Florida, bro, and then you brought up Florida. That it goes through there too. That's wild.
Glenn, get one of
It's called
those
the Gulf Intracoastal Waterway.
waterway. Yeah, Gulf
And it
Coast Coastal Waterway.
So
Glenn.
the whole idea here is to try to help New Orleans not get underwater again. Is
So
that
instead of,
deal?
if you're looking at the picture here,
1,300
just going
miles.
from here
Yeah.
through here, it's going from Brownsville, Texas, all the way
Whoa.
inland through New Orleans out into Florida.
Wow.
Yeah, get one of those swamp boats with that big fan in the back, and you just navigate the whole thing.
So it's funny
Dude.
you say that. I got
Love
a story about that. So we did a alligator tour in New Orleans because my wife
course.
wanted to do it.
Silly
Well, my wife
humans.
wanted to do it. So we had the boat that was like, it was covered because we had the babies and the kids. We didn't want to be in the sun, blah blah blah. But they had the fan boats, and I'm like, all right, I'm all about the fan boat. I want to do it one time. It looks really fun. Until
Uh-oh.
the tour
never
guide
done
told me that
Yeah.
on the fan boats it happens. I won't say often, but he said often enough that they go to a different area, they turn the fan off, they talk about the area, then the fan kicks back on. Well, there's plenty of trees and leaves and obviously a lot of agriculture there.
Right.
And in those trees and leaves and agriculture there are snakes that may or may not be resting on those trees and leaves and agriculture there. And when the fan turns on, it scares the crap out of the snake. The snake drops onto the boat.
Oh, shit,
It
yeah.
lands on someone's lap who
course
has a
it does.
seatbelt, who has a seatbelt on because they're in a fan boat and they can't get out. And the guy says that's exactly what happens. They're panicking.
Oh
They
my
can't get out. There's a snake on them. They're strapped in. So, point being, I will not be doing a fan boat in New Orleans.
Oh
anytime
my
soon.
God!
Wow.
This is my worst nightmare.
They
Wow.
Ken and Bruce live in the absolute worst state.
listen. These are not hoteliers. If they were hoteliers, they'd lean into it and create a premium package with a snake experience. That you might have an opportunity to go one-on-one with a snake in your lap. So
Yeah.
For all snake lovers,
God.
you know, out here we see snakes and alligators like all the time. It's,
Yeah.
What's wrong with your
Yeah.
state? You've got like 1.3 million alligators
yeah.
in that state. Then you start throwing in these dumbasses that keep bringing in snakes and boa constrictors and all this other shit, and they all want to play with it. I don't get it. I seriously do not get it.
yeah, Suzanne.
On down there.
Well, Craig, I won't extend the offer to come down and stay at my house. You've seen the alligator across the street from my house.
Yeah.
But David, I have an extra room. You're welcome to come down and visit my alligator.
I don't have the problem with alligators. We did that tour was great. That was fun. I also learned that alligators love marshmallows. So Suzanne, get a bag of marshmallows and start throwing at the alligator
God,
because
oh my
that's
God.
how the guy kept bringing them out. He just kept throwing marshmallows into the water and they kept loving it. And I give him credit. He
Yeah.
kissed an alligator.
I'm
He-
I'm not telling the kids that.
He kissed an alligator. He was rubbing an alligator's head, and these are wild gators. Like we're in the freaking swamp.
Yeah.
They
No.
love them.
Is there such thing as a domesticated gator?
Only in Hollywood, Glenn.
Wait, only fried on Bourbon Street. That's the only domesticated gator I'm going to be seeing next week.
Or a pair of boots out of Texas.
All right, Gretchen's saying we threatened to throw our accountant to the
Details.
alligators on one of those tours.
Good idea, Gretchen. Good idea.
You know what's crazy about the houses down there in that bayou area that I was really weird to see? They are like on 15
stilts?
stilts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's more because of flooding and stuff.
Well, yeah, no, of course, but it's
And a
just
lot of the ones
interesting
that
to
were
see.
rebuilt post Katrina are super high up there. Yeah. Hey, but at least you'll get your cardio in going up those stairs with your groceries. You know?
Well, the guy told me the tour guide was said during one of the more recent hurricanes, basically the water got to the point where he was basically stepping off his boat onto his front porch.
Woo!
Hey, Glenn, are we going to bring up our brackets? Or
Dude, seriously, we're like I've been
Oh my
thinking
god,
about
it's 5:50 already. Yeah.
15 minutes already. I don't think we have time.
we can
So-
run long?
What?
We can run long, you know. It's
No,
not-
we can't. I have to get home.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true married man. No, you can't. I gotta get home. My wife is waiting for me.
That's why I'm single. Okay.
So let's just maybe we'll just do it this way. Maybe we'll off air just come up with it, or we got to dedicate a show where we actually do it. Maybe the next one. I don't know. We'll talk about that off air. But I do want to add that our list is now up to 19. I encourage anyone out there listening. We're looking for pet peeves that are systemic, not something that just bothers you that might be in an individual hotel. Not like, I'm not being put near the ice machine. No, we're talking things that seem to be everywhere, like the blackout shade crack and all of that kind of stuff. So the one that I thought of this week was tongs. Freaking tongs at buffets for conferences. I know Dave's skeptical here. He's like, where are you going with this? Where are you going?
I want to see where you're going with this, but unfortunately, I do have to actually go because I got a quick emergency I got to run take care of. So I'm going to hop off, but I'm going to check in because I do want to hear where this is going because it doesn't sound like it's that much of a gripe. So I'm curious.
All right, so basically, goodbye, Dave. We've had enough.
Oh my God! I swear, I'm not making this up. I almost did it again.
No.
I looked at the button. I started to move my mouse to the button, and I was like, "Wait, nope, not a Teams call."
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Later, guys.
Right, bye, Dave. Remove yourself. All right. So I find that tongs at buffets, they want you to pick up like tiny food, but the tongs are like really tight. They don't really work well. They're right. They don't open. They don't close. And you have to apply like a lot of pounds of pressure per square inch in order for them to go your way. And it just
is that bread.
Right. And then you're risking embarrassment. What if some of the lettuce from the salad you grabbed falls out on the way to your plate? There's too much. We got to invent better tongs. The problem is they're cheaping out because they want to hit a price point, I think. So it's one piece as opposed to the fancy ones that I got from Amazon for 8 cents more that have a hinge is what I'm kind of thinking. Bruce, you got an opinion on this, it looks like.
Yeah, like why not just get the ones from Amazon?
There you go. See, now, Glenn and I prefer the single ones because then we can talk with food and throw it at people all at the same time.
Yeah, we call that the Senator Blutarski move right there.
Yeah, that or the click move, one of the two.
Yeah, definitely. Hysterical. Yes,
I gotta say, Glenn, your ice bucket situation. I was like, I am going to defeat the ice bucket bag situation at the hotel the other night. I was all good, except you had to put the ice bucket on an angle in order to get the sensor to get the ice into the bucket. And I was doing good. And once you tipped it, the bag slipped. And I'm like,
Bruce, this is another one that really bothers us is why can't we figure out how to get the bag to match the size of the bucket in a way that when you hit that button to get the ice, it doesn't suddenly crater in on itself and we get ice outside the specific bag region.
Yeah, that's something that used to always bother me. And
how did you get over it? Because my intense therapy is not working.
So normal seeing it every day. That's it.
I just stopped taking the ice bucket and just took the bag and just filled the bag up by itself and just put it like underneath the ice machine.
Well, how do you open it up enough that when you got to hit the button and you got to keep the bag open? You need like
hold it and hit the button.
Well, the one that I had, you just you hit the nozzle down and it comes back automatically. There's no button for it, so you just push it up against there.
There you go.
It was a fancy one, so
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would not be capable of that because there's that moment where you think you've got enough grip on the bag and you're wrapping it around that thing, and then you hit the nozzle, and then the weight of the ice changes the distribution of everything, and it still falls, and the ice gets everywhere. At least for me, I'm not as elegant as you, Bruce.
Glenn, you're also not telling the audience the truth. Did you wear the ice bucket as a crown as you are parading through the corridor back through?
You know, I just want to feel important.
Oh man, I swear.
Plug-a-palooza, Glenn.
Yeah, Bruce, Buckethead is my superhero alter ego over there.
And it's
Sorry, you were saying?
no, it's weird because like when you look at the prices of the ice bucket bags and the actual bags for the smaller
Yeah.
trash cans, they're about the same price. So like you can literally just take the
I know.
trash can bag and
Yeah.
just put it in an ice bucket and call it a day.
I know it's like 1 cent extra per 3 million bags or something.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right. We've had enough of this. We'll figure out the brackets on our own. Meanwhile, back to dance. All right. No, we still can't see who you are, Gretchen, which is very sad. I don't know what's going on over there. Very sad. CJ says, "Is that Bruce Jordan?"
What's going on, CJ?
You know what? CJ keeps ghosting us. He doesn't, I invite him on the show. He doesn't want to come on anymore. I think it's because Bruce Ford is far ahead.
What happened? Did he? When did CJ suddenly smarten up? That's why we gotta get.
I was going to ask you that off air because you guys have a strategic alliance. So
yeah, that is very true. Bruce Jordan, what do you got to plug tonight?
Oh man, I got so much stuff to plug.
Oh God,
My
buckle up,
book,
for safety, people. Yeah,
my book, The Hotel Revenue Bible.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel, Hotel Guest Management. You get there by hotelyoutube.com. Any revenue issues, let me know. Come see me. And I think that's about it. Those.
No, yeah. You started strong and you kind of fizzled out. So let me add this. This guy is great because unlike the content that like Craig and I do, he's really helping you understand the stuff that you need to understand to be successful in your job in a practical basis every single day. We talk about general stuff, but you're really getting into that nitty gritty, that stuff that could really help move the needle right away. So that's why I love what you're out there. And as someone who's never worked a day in his life in a hotel, it's so cool to see that kind of stuff and kind of be able to understand what's going on when I have zero clue about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
How do we find you?
Yeah, Bruce did a great job.
You can find me on YouTube at Hotel Guest Management. You can find me on LinkedIn. I think I'm MJ of Hotels on LinkedIn. I'm MJ Hotels on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. So you can't miss me. And hopefully we'll be publishing your book next.
Oh God Almighty!
I'm gonna have Suzanne be the editor for that one because the first editor I hired sucked.
Oh boy! Hey, and here we are, Arnie. What I missed so far?
You missed everything. Gators, Florida, so much more, Artie. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, so Suzanne,
you guys are giving Florida a bad name, like we're out here walking out of alligators like dogs or something.
I think the Florida man does a plenty good job at giving Florida a bad name over there. Suzanne, I know we could find you somewhere on 95 at most times, but what have you got to plug today?
Actually, I'm on the Turnpike right now, but I will be in New Orleans next week with you.
It's called Yes and, not Fuck You.
There goes YouTube.
And you can find me on Thursday at 1:30 in EO1. We're going to look at staffing that sticks. I've got a great panel lined up.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find me probably as Glenn's sidekick with No Vacancy Live because we are the official podcast. So I'm really thrilled to see a lot of our fans and followers. And I might have some great raffle giveaways and AI courses. So you definitely want to hit me up.
Nice. Craig?
I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck a turnpike is.
The New Jersey Turnpike or the Florida Turnpike?
Florida Turnpike. What is that? Yeah,
I'm on the Florida Turnpike.
Road. I don't know what a turnpike is.
The New Jersey Turnpike is actually one of the oldest roads in the country that are of like highway standards. It predates the interstate highway system.
It needs a lot of work and government funding, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, it's all state and state and stuff. like that, not
Make
federal.
it fix that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine investing in a turnpike back in the 1800s or late 1900s, and you'll still get your whole family will still get a check to this day from the tolls? Like that.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, right. Damn it. I should have been born 100 years earlier with the ability to see the
That
future.
time machine you have, Glenn. Come on.
Was that? I'm sorry?
Use your time machine.
I know. I keep meaning to use it, but I keep forgetting the PIN code. I keep reversing the numbers and don't get it right. Craig, what's your deal? What do you got?
You know what? We just published a great episode with Len Elliott, and we've got some other new episodes coming up. Bruce has been posting some great content from the 8th Annual California Lodging Investment Conference. Glenn and I posted a great episode today with Bruce Ford. Glenn and I will both be at Meet the Money. Maybe the only time in history that we're both there. We're not trying to get kicked out, but I don't know.
We might.
You never know. You never know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I don't know. Got no clue. No.
I don't know.
We got we've got a speaking engagement at Arnie's commercial real estate and lending conference. I'll be doing interviews there.
Let's go, Arnie.
Got a charitable golf tournament on Monday, so we'll be doing stuff there as well.
Nice.
All good. So busy, and we're just probably 5, maybe 6 episodes away from wrapping up the 10th season of the Click Connect show. So really exciting.
A lot going on over there. Be sure you check out all of his good stuff. And while you're checking stuff out, I hope to see you guys next week. Suzanne and I are going to be at a HoaCon in New Orleans at our podcast booth. And Bruce Jordan will be out and about doing much sexier looking content. But I'll be able to deal with that because my camera's this big and he's got to get frisked by the TSA as an appetizer.
I'm just gonna set up at your table and just record all your episodes.
Dude, seriously, that'd be nice. I would love for someone to actually be around, which is great. I mean, she's like saying like she looks forward to seeing people there. Whatever. Mostly, I found everybody wants to come by and hang out because it's like up on a platform and they can sit down and rest from walking around the convention floor and over there. So come check us out at the podcast booth. After that, let's see, looking at my calendar. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be doing a gig with IDM Hospitality in Wisconsin, then off to Choice Hotels Annual Conference, April 28th, followed right by that by Meet the Money. And then I'm going to be on a pit crew at Memphis in May. So I'm very excited. And you can find me at Wyndham's Conference back in my not hometown, but want to be hometown, Las Vegas. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Find us wherever you get your socials. Anything else we need to do before we wrap this bad boy up?
Pull the plug.
All right, we're out. See you. Bye, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.